Hello friends and welcome back. I'm Anna Delman. It is day number 165 of note writing. 200 days to go and it's 365. So I still have a long way to go on personal examination, heart reflections to move my life forward to where I want it to be. My note of instruction for today is plain old blasphemy. When we domesticate and hold tightly to our idols, that's what we are, blasphemous. We are saying God is not enough for us and we do not trust Him. Idols expose the reality of the heart. Now that's a pretty harsh statement, however it is very true. Friends, I don't do the whiteboard just for you to show you or to whatever. I do it for myself, and I thought as I started this journey of giving myself 365 days to get my life back to the functioning level that it used to be, that I would share it publicly. If you look back on my YouTube channel, you won't find days 1 through 13. I think I only started it at day 14. It just took me some courage to get where I'm at. Anyway, so could that be an idol too, that I distrusted myself so greatly, or did not trust God enough with the education and life experiences He had given me to be able to share them, to encourage others? That's a good thing to ponder. However, getting back to my whiteboard, I've had this little whiteboard. It's a 3 by 6 feet whiteboard. I've had it for years and years, and I write it for my write on it for my own edification. And as I think through things, I add and I add and I add. And so last night I was looking at it and I was considering, when the discomfort directs to the true need, God and His glory, what is the discomfort that we're languishing in truly saying about us? And when we have those things we rush to, or if those things that we think we need in order to be a better representation of Him, that is blasphemous. We are saying what He's given us in life is not enough through which and in which to glorify Him, and that is not true. If we needed more to glorify Him, He would have given it to us. If we need less, He certainly does take away from us, so that we dependent on Him and Him alone. And as I thought about it and was thinking through my domesticated characteristics of my life that I don't like, which are holding me back even for greater productivity, that they are blasphemous. I like the self-soothing and I like being pacified in certain things because I'm not wholeheartedly rolled over to being dependent on God to provide that for me. And when I am overeating a chocolate bar or having ice cream or whatever it is, a highly sweet coffee drink, whatever it is to make me feel good, it's because I'm not trusting in the goodness of God. Now, I've written on here 1 John 2:15 through 16, and I'll read that to you. Do not love the world or the things of the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Verse 16. For all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh, the desires of the eyes, and pride of life is not from the Father, but is from the world. Verse 17. And the world is passing away along with its desires, but whoever does the will of God abides forever. Now, when these 3 verses are referring to the world, it's literally and figuratively. If you do a word search and you go back to the Greek, it is the decorations and the prettiness of the world and life. It's the people, the places, and the things that are in it. All of it, literally and figuratively, and also morally. All those things under that umbrella. And then the desires of the flesh, it's the external desires of life that you would want. The desires of the eyes, it's everything that you gaze upon, that you look upon. Those things that you envy and think that you should have this or should have that. So if you put that to the external desires and of the flesh that you look upon in life, and you gaze, and as you turn around and you see it and you think, if only, if only, if only, Those are the if-onlys I spoke about last week, which prompted me to examine idols of the heart, to fully expose my own to myself so that I can figure out a way to move beyond. And I think, friends, often we think we make it a whole lot harder than it needs to be. As I was looking at my whiteboard and thinking about it and realizing that my want of gratification, my want of immediate satisfaction in so many things means that I am truly being blasphemous, because I'm saying God is not good enough, and that he doesn't satisfy me enough emotionally, mentally, spiritually, to give me the joy I so want. Now, if we wait on God, friends, and I'm not speaking about eternality here, friends, I'm speaking about temporally, here, right now, wherever you are. If you've endured the day without being tempted by those things which you may have identified as your idol, the joy that comes from that is far sweeter and far greater than a Snickers bar or a packet of Lay's chips. Guess what, friends? We've got Cheetos in my neck of the woods. For the first time I've been back here for just over 12 years, I haven't seen a bag of Cheetos until about 2-3 weeks ago. I ate too many. Okay, from the article that I've been working through as well, and so far there are 50 pages, and I've only gotten through really working through page 1. Not because I'm too slow, but because I'm intentionally doing it slowly so that I can absorb and meditate and think beyond the article. If I'm not thinking beyond the article, friends, I'm not doing the work God needs me to do in my life. But David Powlison says, commenting on 1 John 2:15 through actually 17, this is what he says: the inwardness of motivation is captured by the inordinate and proud desires of the flesh. Our internal self-centeredness, the wants, hopes, fears, friends, yes, even fears, expectation, needs that crowd our hearts. The externality of motivation is captured by the world. All that invites, models, reinforces, and conditions us into such inertia, teaching us lies. We are deceived by thinking we need all those things in order to be better at who and what we are. How much does the Word of God expose our shortcomings, those things that are an idol? Now, I can tell you, if you believe that shyness is something we all have, that you have never met a more shy child than I was when I was a little girl. So much so that most people who have known me from that era of my life through my teenage years and even my early 20s would say Anna Dalman is one of the most shy people you've ever met in your life. No, I am not. Sadly, no one at that time in my life was able to contribute to me to help me look at myself in a different way. I learned to look at myself differently. I struggled with shyness up until my early 30s, I would say mid-30s, when I started going to a Bible teaching church. And the first time I heard it, I was deeply offended, friends. So if you're hearing me say it, possibly you will be too. However, kindly remember, I did qualify it by saying that I was considered one of the most shy people ever. When I first heard it said that shyness is selfishness, I denied it. How dare they? They just don't understand me. And they don't understand truly what shyness is. Now, friends, I love solitude. I love being quiet. I love being alone. There's a difference to being shy. And I think many people put all of my withdrawn nature, my quietness, and awkwardness is the key word, as being shy and not really able to function well in society or with others. Now, as I have grown and studied counseling, biblical counseling, expository biblical counseling, I have rounded that out and built that out. What is shyness? Me. I'm awkward around people. I'm uncomfortable. I don't. Me, awkward, complex, don't. It's all me, no one else. I'm more concerned about my emotional well-being rather than being what God has called me to trust Him. Shyness can be an idol. I'm not struggling with it today, friends. I'm speaking confidently about it for you to understand how deeply we accept what society says about how we function and what is considered okay. How different it would have been if somebody when I was a kid could have come along and helped me work through those insecurities that I had that helped me to be self-centered and self-focused. That is what shyness is. So, furthermore, David Powlison says, the alternative to Jesus, the swarm of alternatives whether approached through the lens of the world or the flesh or the evil one, is idolatry. Whatever you look at in the world and justify your emotions and the way you function in life apart from the Word of God, that's idolatry. It's very hard to wrap your mind around it if this is the first time you're hearing it. If you have any questions, and I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings or made you feel very uncomfortable about my comment on shyness, it's something we can work through and overcome. I did it. I still prefer quietness and solitude. I'm grateful for that in my life, but my goodness, when I'm out and about, this mouth makes sure other people are served and comfortable around me, because that is, after all, why God gave me the life He did, gave me the voice He did, and the ability to speak and encourage others along the way. So until tomorrow, which will be day number 166, and I will continue with this because I don't know if I'll go through the whole 50 pages in discussion with you. If you would like that, please let me know in the comments. However, I will continue for another day or 2 or 3 on discussing idolatry. It's just as the Lord teaches me what I need to know about myself, that when I'm not functioning the way I should, and when I am self-soothing, pacifying, etc., wrapping myself within myself, blasphemy, I'm not trusting. One more thing. I have shared this previously, but I will share it again. Jerry Bridges, in his book, Trusting God, says, trust is not a passive state of mind. It is a vigorous act of the soul by which we choose to lay hold on the promises of God and cling to them despite the adversity that at times seeks to overwhelm us. So true. Now that goes down, if you think about it, into my example of being shy. That's me, my uncomfortableness. Isaiah 26:3, if you want to read that in the Amplified Translation, you will keep him in perfect and constant peace, the one whose mind is steadfast, that is committed and focused on you in both inclination and character, because he trusts and takes refuge in you with hope and confident expectation. When we are living Isaiah 26:3, the 1 John 2, particularly verse 16, all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh, the desires of the eyes, the pride of life, we will know is not from the Father, but is from the world. We are being distracted, and we can't afford to do that. You can't, I know I can't. So until tomorrow, friends, take care and God bless, and we will talk again. Bye-bye for now.